It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Absolutely gorgeous looking out there. A little bit cooler than what it was yesterday, but hey, when you're talking 60 degrees, that was pretty warm. Today, we're going to be working our way pretty close to 50 degrees. A little bit of cloud cover, some sun. For the most part, a very nice day, pretty much precipitation free. Yesterday, some of you picking up a sprinkle or two, and that was about it. Very mild overnight last night, and a good look at the moon. We're going to have a full moon coming up this Saturday. That's going to be the full snow moon. That's what they call that one. And Matthew Lester here at Radio Center. It looks as though the full moon better be called something else because we really don't have too much snow out there.
That's what I'm talking about. I know we were talking about it earlier in the week too. Like, where's all the snow at?
Yeah. And it's, you say, well, go north. No, it's not there either. I do know a couple of folks that told me over in Montana and Wyoming, they've got some really nice snow out there, and they usually make a trek this time of the year for whatever. And yeah, they've got a good 1.5 to 2.5, 3 feet of snow. So it's been quite nice out there, but they're losing their snow out west because of the rain. They've had quite a bit of flooding going on, not necessarily mild temperatures, but warmer than what they normally would have, especially in some of the upper elevations. So you're talking Wyoming, Colorado, sections of Montana, over into Idaho and down in Nevada. They've been getting quite a bit of moisture, quite a bit of rain for this time of the year. For us, what are we looking at right now on the thermometer?
Yeah, so over at the airport, it's partly sunny at 43. Over in Midland, it's also partly sunny at 43. Here at Radio Center, it's partly sunny at 41. We have northeast winds at 5 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.75, and it's falling.
We've got that light northeast breeze simply because the low pressure system that generated that chance of precipitation yesterday, everything was right along the Michigan border. It was kind of weird when you took a look at the radar. It followed the border exactly all the way from the southeast corner of Michigan all the way over to the southwest corner. And it was a pretty narrow strip of steady precipitation. You go a little bit further south, not much at all. A little bit further north, not much at all. And you go north of the I-94 corridor, and there just wasn't anything to speak of at all. We were down in the Lansing area yesterday. Thank you very much to all the folks with the Michigan wheat growers. We appreciated your hospitality, and you had an excellent program there. We went through a couple of areas where maybe if the windshield wipers were on automatic, they went back and forth a couple times. That was it. Just nothing much in the way of precipitation at all. And that's what we're going to be looking at today, clouds and some sun, but no precipitation. I'm going to call 50 degrees is where we should be this time of the year. The low pressure system that generated all that activity yesterday has moved well off into Pennsylvania, and we're getting the backlash of it because of the counterclockwise circulation. We're getting those northeast breezes, but they are quite light. Now, tonight, things are going to change just a little bit. The wind is going to be coming out of the west at about 10 miles per hour with some partly cloudy skies. And then during the day tomorrow, because of a west and eventually a northwest wind, and that wind is going to pick up tomorrow out of the northwest, gusting to 25 miles per hour. It is going to create quite a temperature variance from what we're looking at today. 32 is going to be our high tomorrow. So we're going to be almost 20 degrees cooler tomorrow than what we will be today. It looks as though the frontal system that's causing all of that is going to drop all the way down into the Ohio Valley. So not only the entire lower peninsula, but portions of Indiana and Ohio are going to be looking at some pretty chilly weather. Looking for a low tomorrow night of 16. Then as we go through the day on Saturday, we'll try to get up to the freezing mark. I think we'll make it up to right around 31, 32 degrees. Clouds, a glimpse of sun here and there, and not quite as chilly on Saturday night as what we will see tomorrow night. As I said, looking at 16, 17 for a low tomorrow night, 24 for a low on Saturday night. And again, not much of anything in the way of moisture. We're not looking at moisture to even pop up until we roll into late Monday night and early Tuesday. And the middle of the week next week is going to be a little bit on the damp side. Now, Sunday, we'll have some clouds, we'll have some sun, and that temperature is going to rebound. 48 will be our high on Sunday. Clouds around Sunday night with a low of 30. And then on Monday, the low 50s. Tuesday, looking at 62. Wednesday will be right around 52, 53. And again, the chances of showers will pick up real late Monday night. We'll have a decent chance of seeing some rain, if not so much during the day on Tuesday, but later in the day on Tuesday and Tuesday night, and then during the day on Wednesday. Average temperature for this time of the year is 34 in the afternoon and 19 at night. The record high in the state is 67. That was set back in 1930. Incidentally, we had 3 straight days in a row of record high temperatures set back in 1930. The 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd today. 3 straight days. 62 was the record high on Tuesday. 64 was the record high on Wednesday. And as we said, 67 is the record on this day. Matter of fact, the period of the 1930s, 9 out of the 28 days, 29 days of February were record high temperatures in the 30s. And alone, 1930 had 4 of those 9 days. Warmest ever, the 22nd of February, 1930, 67 in the afternoon and 45 at night. The coldest ever was set back in 1963. February 22nd of that year, our high was 11 and our low was 7 below zero. A year ago today, we didn't crack the freezing mark. 29 was our high, 26 was our low, and we picked up just under 5 inches of snow out at the airport. For the month of February, as of the 22nd of February, we had 7.5 inches of snow a year ago. That compares to 6.2 inches so far this month. And many of you are well aware that we picked up about 5 of that 6.2 inches here about a week ago today on the 15th when we were out at Saginaw Valley State University, where you couldn't see, Matthew.
I mean, hey, I'd like that snow here, please. Like,
okay, we'll see what we can do. That, in a nutshell, is what the weather forecast is all about. Oh, incidentally, we're going to stick to that long-range forecast, much above average temperatures, all the way through the 6th of March. We're going to pick up a little bit as far as the moisture pattern goes. As we mentioned, it looks like midweek next week, we're going to begin to see a little bit more moisture making its way into the state. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Melinda Sweeney from the Andersons, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Well, before we get to that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. We've been telling you all about those farm-all tractors. They do get the job done. And the folks at Weiss Equipment, they're ready to pair up your job with the right size farm-all tractor because they carry a wide variety from the value-packed compact farm-all A all the way up to the deluxe compact farm-all C and C series with cabs. The tractor does it all, so no matter what you're doing, Can Do comes in red, and it's called farm-all. See them today at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. You say good morning to Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. Melinda, how are we doing today?
We're doing good. The market not so hot. We're down 5 on corn, down 6 on beans, and about unchanged on wheat. We were up about 15 cents here today on wheat. Corn's trading slightly lower, mostly from the pressure of fund selling and improving weather in South America that continues to crash prices near their contract lows. Another big thing in beans we're slightly higher and now they're lower along, trying to trade along with corn. A large factor in the low prices is just the grain complex came from the release of the Federal Reserve meeting minutes that show the Fed is more concerned about cutting rates too fast rather than keeping them high. Wheat, there's a bit of a excitement there with wheat trading higher. Wheat gained over 20 cents this week while corn and beans have sold off all week. The El Nino effect is heavily weakening this spring with 4 of our 7 climate models predicting a neutral pattern to April. And Russia continues to lower its wheat prices as it competes with Ukraine. So a lot of moving parts for wheat as wheat's a world crop in all are always on.
Yeah, it sure sounds that way. And it is very interesting, that report about the El Nino, La Nina situation. It seems to be changing rather rapidly. And for some folks, they're indicating to me that close to the first day of spring, which is right around the 19th, 20th of March, they anticipate, as you said, a neutral pattern. So that is going to mean a little bit different weather scenarios than what we've been looking at here over the past few months. Obviously, it's going to play on the markets for sure, don't you think?
For sure. Weather is always a factor in the market.
Yeah, I guess. So right now on the board at the Andersons, what do you have?
Yeah, nearby corn is at 352. New crop corn is at 390. Nearby beans are at 1099. New crop beans are at 1074. New crop red wheat at 508, and new crop white wheat at 568.
Okay. You have a great day.
Thanks. You as well.
I will. Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us now. The market report brought to you by Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors made easy. You know, they do understand how your life and job both stop if your tractor stops running. So if you need a part for a tractor that you need to have work done with, or you're thinking about dressing it up a little bit because of all the shows that'll be coming up here this year, Steiner, they're the folks to get in contact with. 800-234-3280 or go to steinertractor.com, and they invite all of you to get a little take a break, get interested in the farm toys. The Thumb Area Engine and Old Tractor Association is going to be hosting their 20th annual Farm Collectibles and Toy Show. That's coming up this Saturday at the Brentwood in Caro from 8:30 until 3 in the afternoon. Vendors will be displaying farm toys, antiques, collectibles, and literature. It's a buy-sell-swap event. Admission, $3 donation for adults. Children 12 and under are admitted free. So the Caro Toy Show. And tomorrow we're going to broadcast from the Brentwood and give you a little bit of a sneak preview as to what you will be seeing and what you'll be able to buy or possibly sell at that toy show. Market report also brought to you by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They do have lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Stop by any of their locations conveniently located to serve you and see how they can become your hometown financial solution. Find out more by going to frankenmuthcu.org. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
Anybody over in Russia die in the last 24 hours?
Of course.
Wow.
Nobody we know about. But
Wow. I just, the more you hear about that country, I mean, it is a
it's
little,
world-
and now they're just telling people don't go there. Don't go there.
It wasn't even thinking about it, so I guess they didn't even have to warn me about that.
Nope.
I'm not going there.
Sure didn't to me either.
Nope, thank you.
But my son back several years ago did, and it was he had a very interesting experience over there. But those were not in the trying times that we have now.
Yeah. Well, this too shall pass. Cross your fingers. Maybe.
Maybe.
You know, I looked at an economic thing, and they said, look, the United States has I want to say $140 trillion or something like that, in value, whatever, assets. Russia has 4, and the Ukraine has half. So that's the kind of numbers that you're dealing with, and they're both just bugs on the wall almost, but the one's got nukes. So that's that's a thing.
You got a little bit of a stinger on them there.
Yeah,
huh?
right, exactly. As far as the markets go, though, NVIDIA saved the world again. They are up $200 billion today because their earnings were outstanding. And so there you go. Gets it all back. The regular stock market had been down for 3 days straight and snapped that losing streak and put the S&P at a new all-time high today. Europe hit a new all-time high also. So things are okay in the Western world as far as we know. Mosaic had some report out that said that potash was starting to firm as far as pricing. So I don't know if that means anything to guys out there. Most of them already bought it for the year, but anyway, that's interesting. Mosaic's up about $2 today, and so is Nutrien up about $3 today, 6%. And so that maybe has found a bottom because they've been in pretty rough shape for quite a while. So, we'll see. Newmont had their earnings out. They were terrible. They hit a new low. So the mining business is pretty rough. I mean, pretty much across the board. They're going to sell about, I think they said 6 mines just to offload them from their balance sheet. So if you're looking for a gold mine somewhere in the world, there you go. They might sell them for a song. Might even throw in an excavator or two to, work your deal, work your magic.
Yeah, there you go.
But
And a couple of
anyway.
pans and some water, right?
Could be. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Grow your beard for about 4 or 5 years, and you'll just look the part. All right. So here's your numbers. March corn hit a new low today, 406 3/4, down 4 1/4. July corn 431 1/4, down 4 1/2. March soybeans 1154 3/4, down 6. July soybeans 1167 1/2, down 6 1/2. March wheat 583, down 1/4 penny. July wheat 579 1/4, up 1 1/4. Crude oil just holding up there, 78.59, up 68 cents. Heating oil is 268 1/2, that's up 2.35 cents. Gasoline is 253 1/2, that's up about 1/3 of a penny. Natural gas down 5.5%, down 176.2, and that's 10 cents a million BTUs. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3501 Canadian, that's down 4 ticks. The dollar buys 150.58 yen, that's up 30 ticks. That's really, their economy is really, really rough. So that's going to help them export quite a bit eventually. The euro's at 108.09, that's down 8 ticks. The dollar's at 104.04, that's up 3.5 ticks. Gold's at $2,030.70, down $3.60. Silver's $22.88, down a dime. And platinum's at $9.09. Well, it's up $19.40.
Oh, another jump today.
So there you flip flip the scenario on that.
Mm-hmm. You have a good one, Doug.
Thanks. Yep, you
All right,
too.
talk to you later. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michaels R Crop Insurance Agency. As a reminder, they are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. And now's the time to be talking to them about risk management, taking a look at some of the programs available for wheat growers. You can get a hold of their agents on their cells for questions or emergencies, or you can stop by the office and chit chat. 989-868-4722. Farm Service also brought to you by Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Matthew, along with us right now, we have Jerry Samalski.
Yes, we do. Mr. Jerry, how are you doing today?
Wonderful. Hey, I'm in Midland with the Saginaw Valley Nursery and Landscape Association. We're having our day-long education program. And I've got with me Josh Miller from 4-Star Greenhouse and Proven Winners. He's the new product development manager.
Oh, great.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Hey, real good. How you doing, Josh?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, not a problem. Proven Winners. So what's on tap for this year?
Well, there's a lot of exciting new varieties as with every year. And today I'm sharing a part of the process for how we select all the new varieties in the Proven Winners lineup and sharing the work we do. So all the excited gardeners can look forward to see what's coming.
You know, Proven Winners does have a very good brand when it comes to name recognition. And one of the reasons why would be what, Josh?
Well, it's because we do the work on behalf of the North American gardener, selecting on performance. Not just a pretty plant, but a plant that's going to last and give you more bang for your buck.
And especially when you're talking backyards and front yards where people are spending a lot more time, they need to keep those flowers up, need to keep them watered and trimmed and all that. But there's nothing better feeling than to put them in the spring and to have those plants until Mother Nature decides to put them to rest.
Absolutely. It is all about that satisfaction. And we found that folks were investing in themselves and their gardens. And when they feel successful in the garden, they come back for more and everybody is better for it. Josh
Miller, Product Development Manager, thank you so much for being a part of the program. And Jerry, you have a good one. We'll talk to you next week. All righty?
Yes, sir, Terry. Have a good weekend.
Will do. Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Take a quick break, and then who do we have, Matthew?
Up next, we have Joe Kramer from the Michigan Bean Commission.
It happens after every commercial building gets built.
That looks great, boys. Wow, what a change. The owners are going to be thrilled.
Even after cleaning out the garage or shed. That leftover scrap metal can be a burden, but it doesn't have to be, and it can make you some cash. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal is a metal recycling company that'll pay you cash and recycle your metal for the future. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal also makes it easy. We can provide containers for industrial manufacturing facilities and small specialty shops for moving and storing scrap metals. Looking to scrap a vehicle? We got you. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal in Saginaw, just north of the Dow Event Center. Also located in West Branch, 1 mile off I-75 and M76. Schedule a car pickup or check metal prices now at rifkin-co.com. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal, recycling today for tomorrow.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain, getting ready for 2024. They sure are. They've got a great selection of products from Sure Crop and Nature's to help you increase your yields. And, of course, the expertise of certified crop advisor Vic Huffer. They've been serving folks since 1983. Serving you is their business at Freeland Bean and Grain. We say good morning to Joe Kramer, Executive Director of the Michigan Bean Commission. And Joe, lots of things going on in the dry bean industry, I bet.
Well, there sure is, Terry. We've got working our way through finishing up the marketing year for the stuff we harvested last fall. And guys, I think, are paying attention to new crop markets and seeing what opportunities they bring, but getting some seed in place and everybody's getting antsy with a little sunshine.
Yeah, that's one of the questions I was going to ask you about seed availability, and given the fact that we didn't have the wheat acres put in like we did last year, my guess is there's going to be some open land that could use some dry beans.
You're absolutely right, and there's a lot of talk about that. I think with corn and soybean prices where they're at, I think there's interest in dry beans, but I caution guys. I think they need to be sure they're talking with some delivery points to make sure that they've got a home for what they put in. We got a little capacity problem in Michigan right now. We don't have the capacity, and I think it's mostly labor to get the crop processed and shipped. So I think the dealers are managing their inventory. They're managing their receipt to try and match their ability to clean out by the next crop. And so we can't just plant wall to wall and expect to have a home for it next year. I think that's a bit of a concern. So just encourage growers to be sure they're talking to their favorite delivery points to make sure they got space for them next fall.
Good advice. Joe, you take care. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Joe Kramer, Executive Director of the Michigan Bean Commission. Matthew, why don't we slide over to and get a little bit more information on the New York markets? Who do we have on tap?
Today, we have Teresa from Baird & Co. Miss Teresa, how are you doing today?
Doing great, and the markets are doing pretty good today, too. We've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 256 at 38,870 with 318 million shares traded. The NASDAQ up 364 at 15,945 with 475 million shares traded. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar, 321.92, up 478. Deere, 355.83, down $1.46. CMS Energy, 57.01, down 72. Dow, 55.93, up 18. DuPont, 69.75, up 69. Corteva, 54.62, up 40. General Motors, 39.63, up 13. Trinzio, 4.34, down 6. Walmart, 174.13, up 43. Huntington Bank at 12.98, up 11. Independent Bank, 24.48, down 7. And AT&T at 16.65, down 35.
Teresa, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Do you have a history of white mold or SDS in your bean fields? While you can never predict when disease will occur, using the right seed treatments can reduce your risk of yield loss when it does. Did you know adding Heads Up to your seed treatment package brings a proven mode of action that primes your beans so they're ready to fight off disease all season long? Ask your seed dealer to apply Heads Up for protection against both white mold and sudden death syndrome this season. Learn more at headsupst.com.
Are you upset with your current planter performance? Are you considering buying a new planter but blown away from sticker shock? With Precision Planting's VSET, V-Drive, and Delta Force, we can retrofit your old planter to outperform any new planter on the market. Then access all your data from planting to harvest easily with Field View. Call PC Ag Solutions today and get your parts ordered, installed, and ready to go for the upcoming growing season. 989-868-4444. PC Ag Solutions. We'll be back at 12:30 with an update.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton,